Hey guys, welcome back to Comic Conquest. Today we are talking about Titans Season 4, and it has already run far too long than it should have, might I say. There are going to be spoilers for this season. The mid-season finale just happened last week, I don't know, Thursday, December 1st is when the mid-season was. This season is worse than the last, and the last set a very high bar in hell. Should this show get canceled? Yes. I'm just gonna go over what happens, right? So we start off with Lex Luthor. He's looking for magical solutions to something. It's revealed to be that he has cancer from a kryptonite poisoning. So that's something that they're stealing from the DCAU. I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's not original to the I mean, it might be. I don't know. I don't know.
You.
So,
Mr. Luthor, you had a seizure. Has this happened to you before? My tests indicate you have a rare form of blood poisoning.
Impossible.
Remember that chunk of kryptonite you carried around for years?
What about it? Kryptonite only affects you.
Actually, we're finding that it can affect humans too, but only if they're exposed over a long period.
This is your fault. All of it. What's the treatment? Radiation? Chemo?
nah man, you're fucked. You're just gone. You're dead.
Happy Superman.
Yeah, he's looking for that, and there's a bunch of Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos, and I didn't even connect the dots that this had something to do with like the season 1 stuff. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Is this where Raven gets these words? I don't even remember half the stuff that happens in season 1. I just gotta say. So when a lot of things were like connecting back to season 1, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Damn, that's crazy. This show is not memorable. The Titans are going to Star Labs in Metropolis, right? It is, yeah. Cut that. In Metropolis, the Titans are going to Metropolis to meet up with Big Blue so that Connor can meet one of his dads, and he, like, all this crazy stuff. And when they get to Star Labs, this scientist named Bernard is like, hey, he left. He had to go save a planet around a red dwarf star. So I think they're gonna kill off Superman off screen. Woo-hoo. So yeah, Connor from this point just turns into a little angry baby shit who's like, I want to meet one of my dads. And that's when Lex Luthor sends out an ultrasonic whatever and is like, hey Connor, come meet me. And all the Titans are like, don't do that, don't meet him. And then Connor does go meet him. He's like, I came to Metropolis to meet one of my dads, and I'm gonna fucking meet him. And it's like, oh god, stop, don't do that. And so, the Titans, before Connor goes at the specific time, all the Titans, or a couple of the Titans show up and they're like, what do you want with Connor? And Lex is like, I just want to meet my child, blah, 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 blah. And they hack in and stuff, and they find out that Lex is dying and all that shit, and stuff happens, and eventually Connor goes to meet Lex, and Lex ends up, it doesn't, I don't remember what the fuck it was about, but Lex just dies. Like a snake comes out of him, and he dies from magic. And then Superboy gets arrested, even though that doesn't make any sense, and now everyone knows he's a clone. It's just wild shit. I don't even know what happens. Then we gotta kind of prove Superboy is innocent, and we do that very easily by finding a killer that's going around stealing people's blood and shit. This season does not start off good. It doesn't make any sense, and an example of that making no sense is Beast Boy and Raven just start having these visions, and I still don't know why they are having these visions. I know Raven was getting them from the blood moon coming or something like that, but I have no clue what the hell is going on with Beast Boy. This whole time Beast Boy's having a whole fucking panic attack the entire season. It's kind of wild. The actor for Beast Boy is actually doing a good job. He's the highlight. Again, most of the actors do a pretty solid job at what they're given. Brendan Thwaites, who plays Dick Grayson, although his stuff doesn't make sense half the time, is doing a pretty solid job. It's wild, bro. doesn't make sense. The story is all over the place. We're introduced to Sebastian, who eventually turns into Brother Blood by the end of the season. He's also getting visions. Blood is just showing up in people's cups and shit. It doesn't fucking make sense. So like all this shit's happening. They run into a very powerful wizard, right? And they're like, oh my god, the wizard, and they can't defeat, like the Titans run into this wizard and they can't defeat her. So Dick's like, let's go meet up with an old friend of mine, Jinx. And then Jinx happens, and then there's a little storyline with Jinx, and then things are there. Then they have to go save Sebastian because this cult that we thought we burned down in the first season's back, and Trigon's this stuff is happening. Sebastian's the half brother of Raven. He's the firstborn. His mom went crazy because he wasn't a daughter and that shit, because prophecy stuff. Everyone's probably gonna die from this prophecy book they read. The Titans are gonna die or something, some shit like that. The Titans get Sebastian, and then they're like, we're gonna save you, and then Connor goes fucking nuts, like he gets a snake in him, and that snake's controlling him, and now he's bad. And then we turn Beast Boy into a bunch of virus things, which he does in the animated show. And then we kill the snake thing, and then Connor turns into Lex Luthor maybe, and then everything goes terrible, and Sebastian, to save his friends, goes with the wizard lady, and then he becomes Brother Blood. And yeah, did that make sense? No, it didn't, because it doesn't fucking make sense. Anyway, let's list off my problems before, you know, I just dog on the entirety of the show. It just came to my mind. Titans is so focused on hitting the things that you know, like, oh, White Raven, or Dick Grayson and Corey getting together, or like it's trying to hit all of these little bits and pieces that you know and like everyone likes, instead of like building up to them. So like now which is something, it's a complaint that I've had from the last season. It continues here. Like, biggest example was skipping straight to Red Hood instead of like going through Jason's arc and shit like that. So that continues here. I just wanted to make that apparent while it came to my mind. Secret identities in this show mean jack shit. Lex Luthor knows who Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, and Dick Grayson are. There's no secret identities. The entirety of Star Labs knows who everyone is, pretty much. Just random ass people are like, yes, Kal-El. They say Kal-El. Like, it's Cal. Oh god, this show hurts my brain. My second gripe with this is like, things are just happening. Like, things don't lead into lead into each other. Like, a magic wizard shows up because. Why? Just because it has to happen so that the Titans have to go back to Metropolis. That's why that person shows up. We have to go to Jinx because of that wizard shows up. Why? Because Jinx has magic, not because Jinx has an encyclopedic knowledge, just because I know someone with magic. Gar is going through all of these visions and shit because I don't even know why for the story. It just has to happen. There's this like F plot of Corey and Dick getting together eventually and having a child, and that is happening simply because they're a thing in the comics, even though the two of them have no chemistry at all. Dick and Jinx have a romantic backstory because what the fuck? Why? What does this have to do? Like, it's implied that they were together, but it doesn't make sense at all. What the shit? Lex Luthor is there for the sake of being Lex Luthor for a single episode. He just. Did I say he dies? Yeah, he dies. He just dies for no reason. He's really inconsequential, other than Connor's having this dilemma of who he is and who his father is, and for some reason I don't know. And then Brother Blood is there, and he's doing things, and he's suffering, and oh god, this show doesn't do anything. For Andor, I had an idea of what I wanted to talk about, these like bullet points, and now I have bullet points in front of me, and yet it doesn't help because this show doesn't make fucking sense. Like, there's too many storylines, and they're not done well. Is the big thing about this, is they don't dedicate enough time to one storyline. They're trying to do everything all at once, and it doesn't make sense. Like, Raven loses her powers, and now she's White Raven, or some shit like that. I don't know what the, like, Trigon, like, she loses the little gem in her forehead, even though that is where Trigon is trapped or something. And nobody seems to be like, oh god, does this mean Trigon is free? Fuck, I don't know. Is he? They don't bring this up. Nobody's concerned about this. Like, what? And, fucking hell, Corey just kills people sometimes, and Nightwing isn't really against killing people, it seems. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't, none of this season works at all. There's so much shit wrong. And, yeah, I wanted this, like, anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this terrible show so far. I wanted a little update you guys on what's going on. This isn't my official like breakdown of Titans. That'll come at the end of the season. It'll be more structured, I promise. But I wanted to let you guys know how it's going, and it's going terribly. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Yeah. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if you want to share this one, but yeah. Alright, see you later.